Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torrin, and with me is my co-hosts Will and Peyton.
Yo.
Hi.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We'll be talking about Dumbest Controversies Part 2 and the news of the week. There'll be time codes in the description or the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, here's Peyton with the news.
All right, let's get started. We got a good amount of news this week. This is according to Vanity Fair and later confirmed by the man himself. Dave Filoni has become the chief creative officer of Lucasfilm. He will now work more directly with Kathleen Kennedy to oversee the next generation of Star Wars shows and movies. Incredible. Oh,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is indeed. He said he had this to say on his new role. He said, quote, "I'm not telling people what to do, but I do feel I'm trying to help them tell the best story they want. I need to be a help across the galaxy here, like a part of the Jedi Council." He's so cute.
The Jedi Council are corrupt, so
that's true.
He's basically he just sussed himself out there.
he confirmed that he's corrupt. Man, maybe he doesn't know Star Wars, man. No, but this is great. Dave Filoni has been, he's basically George Lucas incarnate. Not everyone's a fan of what he does, but, if he's, just sort of guiding the ship, which is, I think what a lot of Star Wars fans really want, and especially from a person who is so tied to the prequel trilogy. I think this is an overall win. I think most people are on board with this. So
yeah,
that's incredible.
I just want to see less Luke Skywalker from him.
I want to see more Luke Skywalker.
He figures out how to write him.
I want to see more Luke Skywalker. I want them to fully retcon The Last Jedi.
I want to see Dave Filoni. I want to see what it looks like under his hat. Does he have like another hat?
There's plenty of videos of him without his hat.
No, there's not, dude.
Yeah,
fake. Literally,
it's
AI.
photoshopped.
Yeah, it's AI, dude.
You're right.
Wait, real quick before we move on. Speaking of AI, did y'all see the Disney
I did. The portrait, Thanksgiving thing.
The portrait. Yeah, they did an updated version of their Thanksgiving painting, and it was like AI. Oh my god,
it looks so bad.
It's clearly like all the characters are like, they look like that. There's just an uncanny feel to it.
Yeah, and they straight up, it is like literally like confirmed to be AI, which is
really
bonkers,
cool,
man. They did that for the Loki promo art as well for the Loki season 2.
Yeah, there was that one poster.
Yeah, the one that they used everywhere.
This is according to Deadline. Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Lex Luthor in Superman Legacy.
So goated.
Incredible.
Oh god, that's gonna be an incredible. I am so incredibly excited for Superman Legacy.
Yeah, I remember. I think we talked about it on the podcast at some point. It was between David Corn Sweat and Nicholas Hoult for like Superman, and I was like, I don't know about Nicholas Hoult for Superman, but he'd be a great Lex Luthor. Here we are.
Yeah,
it's funny. I love Nicholas Hoult so much, but a lot of people, I didn't want him for Superman either. I'm just glad that we have a great Lex Luthor who I just can't wait to see him bald.
True. Bald Nicholas Hoult.
Put oil on his head.
Oil, lube it up. Day one on set.
Superman just slaps him in the back of the head.
Oh, and they get a close-up HD IMAX 4K shot of like some of the lube like particles like kind of splashing off of it in the sunlight.
And the skin on his head just ripples.
It's golden hour. Yeah.
You see James Gunn walking by. He says neck, and then he just slaps the shit.
I would love it if Superman did that and it like straight up killed him. And then like the rest of the movie, like there's no music in the movie after that. It was just completely like uncomfortable, really like weird. Like, oh my god, did he do that? And they just like ignore it.
It's just 2 hours of Superman in silence contemplating his actions.
Yeah,
Superman. He's like, I like it cut, G.
just kill him.
Shit out of him, dude.
No, Clark, don't do that, Clark.
Now, this is also according to Deadline. Sarah Sampaio has been cast as Eve Teschmacher in Superman Legacy. If you don't,
that's also
if anyone doesn't know who that is, it's like Lex's assistant, sometimes girlfriend. It depends on the iteration. But
Miss Teschmacher is so hot.
She was in the Christopher Reeve films
and the animated series.
Indeed. Yeah. Again, great casting all around for this film. And of course, and lastly, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, Skylar, I don't know how to pronounce this man's last name, Gisondo, whatever. He has been cast as Jimmy Olsen in Superman Legacy.
Peak incoming, y'all. Peak incoming.
We're truly getting just an incredible Superman movie for the first time since the 70s.
Yeah. It's gonna be so good.
But yeah, it's all around. It looks like a fucking fantastic cast. Super excited for this. And I think they're getting ready to shoot early next year. So it's coming sooner rather than later. This is according to the Weekly Planet podcast in their hot scoop or shot of poop segment. Kang can't be recast because it's in Jonathan Majors' contract that states only he can play any and every version of the character. And that's maybe
crazy.
why they're not just going to recast and just shift entirely to a different character. Maybe
just do Doom. Just do Dr. Doom.
No, I want them to like build to Dr. Doom. I don't want to just slap Dr. Doom in there just to replace Kang.
No. Here. I would like that too. But the way that I see it is they're losing so much momentum. If they don't do it now, they're going to fizzle out before they even get the chance to do Dr. Doom. Straight up. So it's like, also, if Fantastic Four is such a big, like, it should be like probably their biggest focus going forward, in my opinion.
Yeah, you weren't here, but how do you feel about Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards?
I think it's a good cast. I think people need to wait. Like, people were like, oh, like him as Joel. I mean, I was like, okay, and then he was Joel and he was incredible. Like, he basically is able to completely transform. I heard the rumors about the story and how it was going to be like he's going to be the secret villain or whatever, and that sounds stupid, and I really hope that that's not the case. And I also really don't like the whole It's Always Sunny inspiration that Matt Chalkman is taking for it, because I don't know if that would necessarily like work super great for that cast of characters. But Pedro's fine. I think again, we'll have to see how he does. But people, like, I saw someone complaining like, oh, apparently he's a diversity hire. Come on, Marvel. And it's like, dude, shut up. Like, A, he's white, and B, he'll be good.
Well,
he's white passing.
Is he though?
It's not necessarily like a diversity hire.
I said last week he wouldn't be my first choice, but I don't hate it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I think what everyone, but it's funny because if it's like no one who was rumored, like I don't think anyone was rumoring him to be Fantastic Four. No, not at all. This came out of nowhere months ago. Yeah.
It was like Penn Badgley, Jake Gyllenhaal was out there at one point.
John Krasinski really never left the public consciousness.
Adam Driver.
Oh yeah, I remember that. There's also like I'll let you get through the news before you talk about that, because it's kind of related, but I don't know if it's in the news.
Yeah, so if that really is in Jonathan Majors' contract, that is rough. But if it isn't, they really can just recast, because I do think there's potential there with Kang. This is according to The Ankler. The WGA has threatened legal action against Amazon for keeping certain shows on hold after the strike has ended, including the Silk series, which is still one of the shows that are suspended. So Amazon struck a deal with Sony, a while ago, and they were making a Silk series. And because of the writer's strike, they seem to have suspended development on the show, which is annoying.
I forgot about that.
And it's like one of those things. It's like, because they're doing it through Amazon, and it's just not like Sony doing Sony things. I was actually excited for it. But
I'm excited for Madam Web.
Oh yeah,
I actually like the trailer a lot. I
think
I'm like the only one. I literally think I'm the only one who likes the trailer because it looks like edgy early 2000s movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed the trailer too. I'm kind of excited.
She got that Spider-Man Lotus budget, bro.
Dude,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, the
Adam
Spider-Man
Scott
Lotus
just
I didn't even realize that was Adam Scott in the moment. Then I was like, I'm blind. But yeah, I would love it if Spider-Man Lotus was connected to that movie.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. Sony's just like, you know what? We like this. We're gonna fold it into our Venom
They
universe.
would though.
They
Yeah,
totally would.
though.
We're gonna incorporating a Spider-Man that uses humans as a shield. Is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and like somehow like like the worst dialogue you've ever seen, worst lighting you've ever seen, just like Venom 1.
True, but yeah, that is the news of the week. Which means
Okay. Wait, female Silver Surfer rumor.
yeah.
I was just thinking that, dude. I was just thinking that.
Anya Taylor-Joy is Silver Surfer. Hot. I'm so down for that. I love
Just
Silver Surfer.
Chrome Anya Taylor-Joy.
I am and bald. Hopefully, please God.
She'd
Like,
have
don't
to
give her
be.
any hair. Ugh, that perfect. That's my woman. Ideal woman.
Is Anya
Is
Taylor-Joy
Chrome-
bald?
They're not gonna.
Chromed out and bald. Yes, dude.
They're not gonna make Silver Surfer a woman. They're not gonna do that.
Well, it's really I
The
saw
one-
on Twitter. It was like in Superman Legacy they're adding someone from the Authority. I forgot the character's name. That's a woman, and they're all chrome, and they're like James Gunn, isn't this too similar to Silver Surfer? And it's like James Gunn says, well, no, because it's a woman. And then Marvel Studios rumored to be developing Silver Surfer as a woman. Like,
That's really funny.
No, yeah, they wouldn't do that. I think like some some dumbass was like, oh well, like Silver Surfer is the only Herald of Galactus, but there's been multiple, and they're gonna make it a woman.
Yeah, there has been female like heralds before, like plenty. I also the one character I'm most excited for to be in the MCU besides Doctor Doom is the Thing, and I cannot wait for him to be cast. I really hope it's good.
Seth Rogen.
I would love that. Adore Seth Rogen as the
It's
Thing.
rumored to be, what's his name? I can't remember the actor's name.
David Diggs.
No, not David Diggs, the dude from The Bear.
Oh, him?
Oh,
Wait, like unironically?
Yeah, what's his
Cuzzy?
Yeah, cousin.
Wait, the main character, right?
No,
not Jeremy Allen White.
Wait,
but
hold on.
The other one.
Hold on. What does he look like?
It's Microchip from The Punisher.
Microchip?
Yeah,
He was the dude in Andor that was in there for a second.
He's such a Microchip Punisher.
I mean, it's not going to look like Microchip.
Netflix. Yeah, I know, but it's like,
yeah.
oh no, never mind. He is good.
Ebon Moss Bachrach.
Oh, and he's Jewish, just like the Thing.
Yep.
That's what this person's saying. I'm excited. The Thing is like top 3 comic book like Marvel characters for me. So
Apparently Matt Shackman, I don't know if it's Matt Shackman or maybe internally at Marvel after, a couple of some backlash and some castings that apparently they're really adamant on casting a Jewish person for the Thing. So
yeah,
okay.
Well, good thing that Ebon Moss is Jewish. Yeah, he's Jewish.
yeah. Anyway, that is the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is Dumbest Controversies Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1 to this, look for it.
Yeah, look for it back in January 10th.
January. Do it right now. Even if you listen to it, do it again.
Yeah. But I get so let's see, where do we start?
Let's talk about Ajit Pai as Spider-Man.
What
That controversy.
the hell are you talking about?
I'm kidding. Y'all know Ajit Pai though.
No, I don't.
The
Is this
guy
something
with
I have to
internet-
bleep?
The net neutrality bill. No,
Oh,
it's not
that
something you have to bleep. Yeah. I don't know why I thought about him. Sorry. Let's move on.
Fuck that guy.
Oh God, yeah.
God damn. Wasted no time.
Captain Marvel. Specifically at the time the first film was coming out back in 2019, there was this real weird, obviously, sexism and all that, and people were railing against the movie before it came out. But specifically, it was competing, not really, it was always going to outgross it, but it was sort of competing with Shazam, because of obviously their history and their two names, and Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel. But it was weird. Like, a lot of DC fans were sort of posing as like angry parents and put like angry reviews that were like, we saw this movie with our child and there was a scene where Captain Marvel beheads someone and stuff like it. Put some like wild ass shit in some of the reviews to like deter people from watching it. It was real weird, and obviously the film grossed $1 billion, so who cares?
I just remember that like because again, that was like a tail end of Gamergate. I just remember like everyone just all hating Captain Marvel just because Brie Larson was playing her, and just because she said this movie is not for you. And in regards to like white men, she said that at like during the press junket or something.
She said that. Like, well, she also said, I think the thing that sparked it all was she said during it was like a speech for I don't remember if it was a award or something, but she was like because during like press junkets she wanted more people of color and more women to be interviewers, and the fragile white guys were like, oh, she doesn't like white men. Like,
dude,
where'd you get that from? And it's just permeated everything, and it's just random people being like, Brie Larson, she sucks, right? It's like,
yeah, we love misogyny, like just blatant mask off misogyny and white identitarian politics. Like, what the fuck? Marvel fans are so cringe sometimes, dude. That was crazy.
No, dude. Like they're like they're just as they're not sure they're equal to Star Wars fans. Like they're horrible. Like I also like it's one of the like I was a firm believer of, you know, don't let a fan base like deter you from like watching like, you know, shows or how you feel about them. But I cannot like go on the internet anymore and like look at Marvel stuff. Anytime I see Marvel, I scroll immediately because like
we talked about it. Even though Loki season 2 has been like heavily praised everywhere, I'm still not looking at anything. I'm not. I don't want.
Like and it's like even when I find people liking something that's Marvel, it's like it doesn't even matter because they're gonna go back to like hating it next week.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of people were like, "Man, Loki's carrying Marvel right now." I was like, "Guardians 3 came out not even. It hasn't even been a year."
No one remembers, dude. It's so funny how nobody considers Guardians of the Galaxy like even part of Marvel, which is crazy.
I know, like they have the memory of a fucking goldfish, bro. So it's like they always do this with like movies. Like for example, like everyone's like, man, Phase 4 was so trash, and it's like, okay, well, like what about Shang-Chi? Oh yeah, you know that was good. What about No Way Home? Oh yeah, you know that was good. Like they always like don't remember anything because they just want to like hate so badly. And it's like, dude, like y'all are some fucking losers, bro. Like,
I
incels.
I thought like, I don't know, man. It's also crazy. Like when seeing, I see it on. I'm not on Twitter for like the exact reasons y'all are talking. And like Torrin, to your point where you were like you used to be kind of a firm believer of like, oh, don't let a fandom like deter you from watching something. I was like, yeah, I was too. And then now it's like, I can't really blame someone for not wanting to get into something whenever they see how absolutely fucking toxic and like disgusting these people are.
Like,
makes
sense.
You know, like, it's also one of the things too, like with like Star Wars. Like I was talking to a person and she was like, yeah, you know, I want to get into Star Wars, but like I just can't because, you know, the fans are like really really bad. And I was like, you know, like that's understandable because like Star Wars fans, like, and I made it even worse by like telling her like the entire like some of the history of like how like they always made
the lore,
like how like, they made it like an actor or an actress like want to like commit suicide like various amount of times.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's
the Marvel fandom. The MCU fandom isn't quite to Star Wars level yet. But my God, is
Spider-Man fandom is though. Spider-Man fandom is. I will say that.
Sure, but like, as far as I know, at least the MCU fandom hasn't gotten anyone to almost kill themselves. But so,
well, I mean, yeah. They haven't done anything like that. But they bullied, as far as like a 7-year-old. They bullied a 7-year-old.
They did bully a 7-year-old. That is true. And they did send death threats to Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love that. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to handle having a Twitter, like, or using my Twitter. You know, like.
Yeah, no, like I swear, like yesterday I was on Twitter and like some dumbass like just for clicks and engagement, because like people want to make hot takes and get money because they're fucking poor and they can't fill out a job application. Someone was like, "Oh, so we can all agree that Homecoming is aged badly, right?" I'm like,
what the fuck?
It's
like a fine wine,
it's
dude.
gotten-
I'm like, what are you talking
It's
about,
gotten
bro?
significantly worse because, yeah, like you said, like because the Twitter blue verification thing, and now you get money from engagement. People just say it's obvious bait just to get people to engage with the tweet. So
but then you have people like the people doing the bait, they're obviously like grifters a lot of the time, and they don't hold those opinions, but you get so many people like with those opinions, like ravenous dogs, like flocking to the fucking post, like drooling, like so horny to just say something, like
exactly. And like it's like also it's like a thing now to where, because like the echo chamber of like the MCU, like right now, like it's like it's like literally the easiest way to get like clicks, and like we Pay and I have talked about it before, is like all we saw was like people talking about like the MCU's in shambles, and they'll get like 600k likes and like 2-3 million views. But like if you were to be like, hey, I think the MCU is actually pretty cool, and then it's like, oh yeah, you get like 11,000 likes. And like,
yeah, no, like that hate shit, like it's lucrative, dude. It's profitable.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like if I really wanted like controversy, like be like controversial, or like be if I wanted to get like easy fucking fame, I could just say on like how much like just the MCU sucks, and like people will agree with me. And it's like,
yeah, man,
things people will do for fucking cloud, bro. It's so disgusting.
Grifting is just easy. Grifting is like gotta be the easiest fucking job like ever, it's like,
yeah, motherfuckers cannot be themselves, bro.
All right,
yeah, I'm done talking about that bullshit.
Dumbest
All we know is that
controversies.
motherfuckers are just weirdos.
Not me looking up controversies.
there was the controversy. I don't know if controversy is even the right word, but I get controversy within the fandom. I suppose is Loki with the self-cessed that I think is.
What's funny?
That I think people blow way out of proportion.
Hold on. So I want to say I still haven't seen Loki season 2, even though season 1 was like season 1's my favorite thing of phase 4. But like I thought like season 1, I remember people were talking about that, and to me it's like missing the point, because clearly the show is about loving yourself, and the way that they do it, like definitely through that sort of relationship where obviously they're different people, and it's not like legit self-obsessed, but it also is such a great fucking like analogy metaphor for learning to like love yourself for who you are.
And also if you want to go like just in the character itself, Loki is such a selfish, self-centered person. Of course the person he's going to fall in love with is himself.
Yeah, but like it's interesting too, because like I mean I would add on to that, like I think that's what a lot of people would get from his character, because narcissists like that's the general perception of them, but like deep down, like clinically diagnosed narcissists are self-hating, and like to truly love yourself in a genuine, earnest, and honest way, like Loki learns to do through Sylvie, and like he believes in his own like redemption. It's like really poignant. I think that's why Loki season 1 was so fucking special, and I need to watch season 2. I really fucking need to, but that is a dumbass controversy.
And also like I want to say that like what you said, Will, brings contrast to his character, because considering that like that's not even like our main Loki. So like him, like a few episodes like ago, he figures out like there's like prime self, and then it's like, oh, while meeting somebody who's just like me, he's still having to navigate like all those feelings. So it just makes sense in that way too.
Yeah, like she's also the only person that really kind of sort of understands where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Well, the
'Cause,
only
like,
person who he think will offer him charitability, just on the base of the fact that like she's literally
Lokis.
him. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, like, you know, it's the thing with like Sylvie is that like, or like the whole thing, like, you know, the TVA as well, as that like people like they're kidnapping people who never had a chance to like live their life, and that's kind of also the thing with like, you know, Sylvie and like that Loki. That like, yeah, well, like I'm a Loki, but I never got to live that life of like whatever you're talking about. So
Yeah, because she got taken when she was a kid.
yeah,
I think what's great also is the way they do it. Season 1 where Loki is being shown how his life plays out, and he's like crying.
yeah,
like
no, yeah,
and him
it was
just
so beautiful.
Him like seeing visually, oh wow, wait, I am capable of like change. Like this was supposed to happen. Like this does happen, and it was real to him, and he was able to see it. Like, you know, I don't know. I God, Loki's so fucking fire.
Season 2
Bro,
is even
like,
better, in my opinion.
yeah, once you get to season 2, bro, like it's like
Is it
But
even better?
In my opinion,
it's way better.
you'll see.
And
I
like,
mean, you'll see people. The way I tend to see it is if you like the very officey, not the sitcom, but like the like the officey inside the TVA, all that stuff, you're probably going to prefer season 1. But if you like the timey-wimey, like exploration, going on an adventure sort of stuff from season 1, then you'll like season 2 more.
For me, that's the set dressing. For me, what I really want is just solid continuation of and like progression of Loki's like character, and also thematic congruency.
Oh boy, then you'll love season 2.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
you're gonna fucking cream
the finale. I lost my mind.
Yeah,
and Torn and I are like obsessing over the score too. Natalie Holt was in her bag. Holy.
Yeah.
Okay. I will watch.
And then like it's also like a theme to where like with Loki, you know, of course we always talk about the 6-episode format, but like that just like Marvel was like, hey, 6 episodes for Loki season 2, fuck y'all, we got this shit, and it does it so beautifully.
Yeah, it solidified that Loki's the best show to handle that 6-episode,
and he is he's definitely the best written character in the MCU. But you'll see why. Get to season 2,
like up there with like Rocket and
100%.
Daredevil.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I'd say he's like definitely like top 3, if
like
not
season
top 5.
like up to season 1, it was like, okay, this is one of the better written characters in the MCU. But season 2, I was like, oh yeah, he's like top 3, top 5.
That's all, dude. That's so fucking cool. Like, I love that. I love it. Loki, a fucking talking raccoon, fucking
and a blue chick,
a blind man,
blue robot chick,
a blind man. Yeah, the best of the like cream of the crop. That's so
like, dude,
satisfying to me.
It's just like, dude, it makes me like happy to know that like how that show like ended, and like what we have in store now. So it's so good, man. Like you will definitely love it.
You know what sucks is trying to convince my friends to watch Daredevil, because it's like season 3 is, I maintain, the legitimately best written like superhero piece of like content ever made, like comics, movies, anything, right? Season 3 so tight, and it's gorgeous, but I tell my friends like, y'all need to watch it, and the only reason they're hesitant is because Disney does not want to fucking just straight up say for like residuals or for what, I don't fucking know anymore. They just don't want to say that it's part of the MCU, which, and if it was, Matt Murdock is like one of the most developed characters the MCU's ever seen.
It's going to be one of those things where it's like it's certain elements. I feel like I think why literally the only reason why they're hesitant is because of Iron Fist and the Defender stuff, that they don't want bogging down.
You don't think, I hear it's a residual thing too for the original writers.
It 100% is. So because since it's not Daredevil season 4, they don't have to pay residuals. Yes, absolutely. But on the creative side, I think it's definitely because of Iron Fist and shit and all the, you know, less popular creative decisions they made outside of Daredevil.
Is it an unpopular? Sorry, I know we need to keep going with controversy, but I just want to say, like, is it an unpopular take that I have that, like, I think that Punisher's arc in Daredevil season 2 was way better than both seasons of his solo show, because I felt like the solo show just retreaded it.
I don't think so.
that at all. I don't think that's like that unpopular.
I mean, people love the Punisher, but yes, his arc in season 2. I mean, it was easily the strongest part of that season. I don't think that's unpopular, but I also don't really know. I'm not really in the Punisher fandom.
I mean, like people like
Punisher fans, dude. That is like the scariest. No, what's up?
I was saying, like, I mean, like people like. I mean, people like, you know, they like the Punisher show, but they don't think it's like Daredevil or anything. Even then, like, Daredevil's like worst season 2 is like fucking better than, like, you know.
Oh, it's like, phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, it's so pretty solid. Like, it's definitely definitely the best season 2 out there, like, for sure.
It shoots itself in the foot with, like, the way it splits it up between half the season's Punisher and half of its Elektra, but but I think people focus so much on how it doesn't really feel cohesive to itself. But, like, I disagree, because it's like it's basically two versions of Matt. They're like two ways he could have ended up, you know, like two people who show Matt like his least favorite parts of himself, and like he's able to solidify and continue contextualizing his like reason to be Daredevil. I think
it works there. It's just all the stuff with the hand is just boring, especially like when you compare it to the Punisher stuff, which is just far more interesting. And
oh yeah, I agree.
Just better done. And then of course, and then it ties into the Defenders, which, you know, is whatever.
I liked it when it came out, but I think that was because I was a fucking baby and.
Like, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's just, it clearly has issues, and the finale has some of the worst green screen I've ever seen.
I will say I love Elektra, like a lot, in Daredevil season 2, and all of the moments with like her and Matt are great. But yeah, I agree that like the hand being set up as like a larger concept is probably Daredevil's biggest failing as a show. That was it.
100%.
Like, so, controversies, huh?
What were we talking about?
Let's talk about Mario's new voice actor. That is a dumb controversy. Is that
a controversy? I thought most
everyone likes him a lot.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm just trying to make smoke. Hey guys,
what?
You should hey audience, you should make up drama right now. Go to Twitter.
Make some stuff up.
Just make shit up, lie, get that bag, give us content to talk about.
Literally the internet in a nutshell.
What about the people who say they ruined Adam Warlock in Guardians 3?
Oh God! Wait, people say that?
I've only seen one.
It's only the comic purists.
Video. I've only seen one video about that. Like, you know, it was like, yeah, I've only seen one video about that. And they're saying, yeah, like, I don't like Adam Warlock because like they made him like a big they made him like an idiot, and I'm like, I'm not really too into like Adam Warlock, but I have like
so many thoughts, man.
But it's like the version I have seen him in, he was like not that smart, which was like the Guardians game.
I think people like I take issue with like I understand if you're a comic purist, that's fine. I will point out though that like as someone who grew up with comics and is very much like pretty comic purist, like, you know, when push comes to shove, the MCU does most things the comics do, adapts it way better. Even in movies that are like generally not even like loved all that much. But especially in the ones that are like Civil War, comic book Civil War,
way better than the comic.
Yeah, comic book Civil War ass compared to the movie, like straight up. And I know that's like heretical to say, but like when it comes to Adam Warlock in Guardians 3, and the only reason I'm going to spit like this is just because again it's my favorite movie of all time. Like the true listeners of the pod know, but I think the reason Adam Warlock works and the reason like it's perfectly fine the way that they adapted his character is because like the fact it's like he benefits from being written as like a literal idiot, like child, like whatever, because the way that they showcase that like purity and his like childlike, like it's literal purity in his naivety, and like how impressionable he is, what he learns from watching like the Guardians of the Galaxy operate and see how much they care about each other and love each other, and he learns like grace and forgiveness and like he gets a second chance, and it's just like really fucking good. Like it's really good, especially considering the fact that he's like he and I'm forgetting the bad guy's name. What the fuck?
High Evolutionary.
High Evolutionary, yeah. He and the High Evolutionary like run as like two sides of like the God coin, quote unquote, where one is like desperate to be seen as a god and is like fucking exercising the worst fucking qualities of a deity, right? That like a deity could fucking do. And then the other is like literally just pure and innocent, and like the impression that the Guardians left on him. I don't know. My whole point is Adam Warlock is fucking fire. Thematically works incredibly well for the movie, and in service of that story. And I don't really think that like the movie would be much. I don't think the movie would have benefited from a more comic accurate Adam Warlock, because I don't think that it would have been driven home as hard.
I talked about it. I think I talked about it in our review. If they just did comic accurate Warlock, it would have just been retreading what they did with Thor.
Yep. And Vision.
True.
So it's like, you know, we don't need that. And what they gave us was great. Sure, it would be cool. It would be cool to have a character who, I mean, not that this Adam Warlock can't be recurring. It would be cool to have like a comic-esque Adam to come back and like do all the cool ass cosmic shit with like Annihilus or like, you know, the Silver Surfer and stuff in the eventually. But like, it's like, who cares?
Don't be rash.
Extraordinary phallus.
Sticking with the Guardians 3 thing, a bit to a lesser extent, some people were mad about them making Peter Quill a drunk in the movie, which just isn't true.
Oh god, that literally, you know what's funny is I don't know, look, from it's like a very personal thing, but like seeing Peter like drinking to cope with the whole Gamora situation and everything going on, like that like hit very close to home for me. And like, it's funny, I know a lot of people were laughing when he like was talking to Rocket in the theater and saying like, you know, he was like slurring his words and then he fell over right before they had to carry him out. But I was literally like, that like made me cry like way harder than the Rocket like singing Creep did. I know I'm a big baby, but that was handled like really well and really realistically, and making like, for someone to be like, you made a character a drunk, shows me your viewpoint, like how you're going to categorize and characterize people struggling and suffering from addiction, and like unhealthy like coping skills like in your own life. That's like, to me, people making a deal out of that is just so stupid.
It was only like in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And also it like ran with, Peter brought it up again. He was like, man, if I hadn't been drunk, like I would have been able to, like Rocket wouldn't have, you know, and that shit hurts too. Cause it's like, again, if you've ever like struggled with alcoholism or whatever, or you know, it's just like, that's a very real fucking feeling, that like guilt. So I don't know. It was handled really well, and yeah, it's so minor. I don't understand. Like you literally have to be just a fucking like really uncharitable garbage human to be like they made him a drunk. Like, okay, he's still heroic and he still saved his friend. Like, shut the fuck up.
True. On to a more major controversy. Bella Ramsey's casting in The Last of Us was a huge yikes. Holy shit. That was
incendiary. That was incendiary, dude.
Some of the worst internet vitriol I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. Like,
mask off like pedophilia also for a lot of people, just straight up.
Yeah,
like, this kid isn't hot to me. Like,
what? Yeah, that was like crazy.
And people like saying like she has like Down syndrome and shit. Just straight, just calling her ugly. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, also, like, I went on like Reddit whenever like the first or second episode came out. I went on to like Reddit, and dude, that's just all I saw was like, yeah, like she does not look like Ellie from the games. I really hope they recast. I'm like, bro.
Imagine they're like, I hope they recast, even though the season was already made, and they were. It was airing.
Imagine, what the fuck? They're just getting a new actress like mid show.
Oh god!
I see people they pull up like a model or a cosplayer. They're like, you look so much like Ellie. You should have been cast. That's not how that works. Like, that's not how that works.
I think people. God, dude, she was perfectly cast. She's and incredible. Like it's so fun. It's actually disgusting and demoralizing just seeing the internet like literally be like, this actress who is playing a child in this show isn't hot enough and doesn't look like Ellie, and she's ugly, and also she looks like straight up just like being ableist and like mask off pedophilic with your comments. It's just like, it's not surprising, but it's so disgusting.
How do you even come to that conclusion after watching the show?
Oh my god, yes.
Like I say it all the time, and I'll say it forever. Performance overlooks any day of the week, and she nails Ellie. The essence of that character, the energy of that character, she nails it. Like, her performance in that show is truly incredible, especially with the whole David stuff. I mean, there was points in that episode specifically, going through the David stuff, where I thought she did a better job than Ashley Johnson at some points. Like, she was truly phenomenal. And the fact that people like, where the fuck did the Down syndrome shit come from? Like, that is so gross. Like, I can't imagine. Number one, I can't imagine saying that in the first place, but I also can't imagine giving so much of a shit that you go on Twitter or any platform to just harass this girl because you don't think she's hot enough, or because she doesn't look like some pixels on a screen.
Because she's not telegenic to you, which is like it's so stupid. That's like the perfect way to think about it, because like, I cannot imagine. There is shit that gets me riled up enough to where I will like go online and complain. But like, I'm thinking about getting like that worked up over something like that. Like, I mean, they must have they were so horny to like post and like be hateful about that shit, you know, like crazy.
Yeah. And it even like, it's the same type of people who are like, when Horizon Zero Dawn was coming out, they were like, oh, why is she ugly? And they Photoshop that character to make her look more feminine, I guess.
Oh god,
that was so weird.
Looking at people, like, when people like men Photoshop women to make them look hotter. I love that all they oh god,
put some eyeliner on.
They do the eyeshadow, heavy eyeshadow. They make them blonde.
Sometimes they make their face lighter.
Hold up. I need to see this edit. Like edited character.
I forgot the character's name.
Hotter. No, dude, that happens. That happens all the time.
It happens all the time. Yeah. They did it with Ellie in The Last of Us 2 specifically. They're like, why is she muscular? Especially with Abby, and they're like, why does she look like that? That's a dude.
Abby,
like, what is wrong with you?
Perfect woman. People transvestigating Abby in The Last of Us is insane.
Especially like when the leaks came out, they were like, wait, is she trans? No.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Leave it to I just hate fandom. Like, I really do. Like, it makes me sad. I think there are plenty of amazing fandoms that I'm a part of, but like it's not like the whole fandom is ever like great. There's always something, dude.
Yeah. And to bring it back to like Bella Ramsey, like when she I think she's expressed that she goes by any pronouns, but there was that time where people were like, oh, she's non-binary, and people were saying they, and this happens everywhere with non-binary people or any trans people. They purposely go, you mean she, or you mean he, or whatever the case may be. It's just like, please jump in a volcano.
Yeah, man. It's like kiss yourself. I hate it, dude. When people like in Minecraft, when people it's just crazy, man. We're also entering like it right now feels a lot like Gamergate era again, like online.
When was Gamergate? When was the height of Gamergate?
That was 2016 or 17.
Yeah, see,
I think
that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep.
I might cut this part out. Who knows? But like it's a trend I've noticed is anytime there's a Democratic president, the weird Republican conservative incels come out of the woodwork and just dominate the cycle. But when it's a Republican president, like that's when like the more liberal Democratic stuff tends to shine through more in media, at least. It's fucking weird.
Because it's like they're reactionary. That's what it is. It's like, I don't know, but yeah, it's lame. And right now, obviously, like, and you can probably get this out too if you need to, but there's just nationalist sentiment is just on the rise in general. A lot of stuff happening around the world. So, you know, a lot of that, because it's like straight up real ass fascism that's coming out, a lot of like groypers are coming out of the woodwork to be like Gamergate fuckheads again, because they feel like they're not really going to be punished for it or face any consequences for saying that shit. I mean, no one ever does. Like that's why people said this shit about Bella Ramsey. That's why they said it about Marie Tran. That's why they said it like about Daisy Ridley. That's why they said it about Brie Larson. And it's like they're just gonna. Unfortunately, it just seems like a trend that doesn't look like it's slowing down. Actually,
let's talk about Daisy Ridley.
Okay.
How's what? I mean, there's a lot surrounding her and Rey. But I don't know what's the biggest controversy to you when it comes to that character?
Rey Skywalker.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say about it.
She's not even a Skywalker though.
Okay.
Stop with that.
Here's what I'll say. Look, I don't. When I saw it, like I don't love the idea that, like, I understand what they were going for. It's like because of her history or her genetic history, I guess, as a Palpatine, and her, you know, I guess sort of like breaking the cycle, not going on that path, she sort of takes on the name Skywalker. So, you know, to just carry on that legacy. I don't think they really earn that in the film, but the people that are like, actually she's Rey Palpatine can fuck it. I'm gonna refrain myself.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, in
Whatever.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft. It's funny because it's like You know what? I'll say it. You can cut this out. I think that if someone online tells you to kill yourself, you earn one to give to anyone else.
Oh, I have so many.
Yeah, no, we have so many. We have so many. But I was gonna say, like, yeah, I actually really am not a big fan of. I think Rey's best was Last Jedi, and
Absolutely.
I was very sad to see how all of literally every single one of the sequel new characters were treated in Rise of Skywalker, all of them. But like, yeah, I think that people, like, it's not the end of the world to me. It's just like, I don't really think that was like the best idea. But also, like, the people who are complaining about it. Oh yeah, no. But the people who are complaining about it just hate Daisy Ridley by virtue of the fact that she's a woman, and like the whole Skywalker name is like religiously sacred to these men. Like, it's disgusting to me, like the way that they actually operate. It's not necessarily predicated on like, oh yeah, it's unearned in the context of the film or the trilogy, because they're not looking at it that critically. They're looking at it from the standpoint of like internalized, like just straight, no, it's like externalized at this point, just straight up mask off misogyny.
Yeah, it's gross. And, you know, as much as Torin loves to dunk on Rey for being a Palpatine, yeah, and just general hatred for that character.
About?
What
he hates women about? Dude, Torin, we were talking the other day, you said, I love the FNAF movie, but I wish that the girls were replaced with men.
He doesn't want to see girls. He wants to see men.
Never said that I never said that before in my life.
He said, if there's a girl in this movie, she needs to be oppressed, and they need to glorify it within the context of the narrative.
Damn, Torin,
mask off,
bro,
man.
Bro, you know I'm not smart enough to say some shit like that, bro. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, Torin.
But no, you're right. Like, it even from the beginning with Rey, like, people were just upset that, oh, they're bringing in a girl, and the whole thing about her being a Mary Sue, and which like I think is bullshit. Generally, it's like, I understand what they're saying, but especially in The Force Awakens, because a lot of stuff does come easily for her, but it's not like you really gotta like bring it there, especially for like the Mary Sue shit, because obviously just that alone is rooted in,
well, it's just gender misogyny. Like, it's funny because
she's a competent woman, then it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
if it's a guy, yeah, if it's like a guy, like a Chris Pratt-esque character scraping by, like so many contrivances, all the same shit, same situation, Luke Skywalker-esque, you know, farm boy Luke character, then I really doubt people like would be yelling about it. I think that like in video essays you'd see people talking about it, but like other than like Mary Sue, I think the only case of a Mary Sue that I've ever seen that's like real is like main character in Twilight, that girl. That's the only one, because she's literally a self-insert. I haven't seen anything else with like a quote unquote Mary Sue, and I hesitate using that word because, like I said, it's like gendered, so it's like inherently, yeah, whenever I hear someone coming with that phrase or that like term, it's like, okay, like, you're not really examining this in good faith, like you're definitely like misogyny red flag is just showing, you know.
100%. But yeah, like you said, Rey was definitely at her best in The Last Jedi. I can't even really think of any negatives for her in that movie. No, she was so compelling in that movie too. I like genuinely yes, dude. Oh god, such a good movie. It's almost like it's a good movie. I don't know. It's like it's almost like it's a really good movie. It's almost like it's really good when your characters that you make for your, I don't know, sequel trilogy are written confidently, with their own unique struggles, and we're not constantly worried about what the legacy character's doing. And when we are worried about what they're doing, it's like equally good. Like, I don't know, Leia and Luke, all that shit. I love Last Jedi. Same. Torn hates it though.
With The Last Jedi,
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just don't hate it as much as everyone else does.
So you still hate it?
No, I don't hate it.
You said, oh, you just don't. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I'm not like a fucking. I don't make hating The Last Jedi my whole personality.
When's the last time you've seen it?
Like during the pandemic.
You're due for a rewatch.
Yeah, it's time.
I don't really rewatch movies.
I know you don't, but it's time.
But
It's time. Well, actually, oh yeah, I am supposed to be watching. I am supposed to be rewatching Star Wars.
Oh yeah, you do.
how's Andor, buddy?
Star Wars binge.
How's Andor? Andor was good.
Wait, you watched it?
No, I didn't.
Alright. Yeah, that's it. Oh my god. That was wrong. You should not. You do not go there, man. Fuck you. Watch it. It's your. I don't know why you're laughing at me. You're the one who didn't watch it. You're depriving yourself of pee.
No, I'm laughing because of how hard I got you, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh, dude.
Is that the show? I'm trying.
Well, I guess it is. No.
I'd like to talk about
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh no. Is there a Sonic
And
controversy?
Oh my god, what are you talking about? Is there? Oh lordy. That's all the character has is controversies.
Oh good.
But actually, what were you gonna say? I can bring one up eventually.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. Sonic 06 controversy, crazy to me. Because hold on.
What is it?
So Sonic 06 is a video game that came out in 2006. It was like Sega's revitalization of the brand to celebrate I think it was like the 20th anniversary of the character of Sonic, and they were just calling the game Sonic the Hedgehog. It's the game where they introduced Silver, the Hedgehog, and Blaze, and it's like the really glitchy ass game, the one that like everyone points to and they're like, oh my god, this is like the worst game ever made. This is why Sonic is like awful. The only reason I think the controversy is dumb is because like I think a lot of people who say that they hate the game haven't played it. I mean, I've played it and it's not like the best game ever, but like a lot of the things that people criticize it for, I don't think that they've necessarily experienced. So it's for context, the game is like very glitchy, like unfinished, buggy. You know, there's a scene where Sonic kisses a girl, like a human girl.
Ew.
Yeah. And
Is the B movie?
it's kind of like that. It's just, you know, casual bestiality. But people like after that, Sega like was so scared to do anything like after that in Shadow the Hedgehog because of public reception and because everyone's like, oh, this is so edgy, oh, this is so weird, oh, this is so glitchy. They're like, okay, it's not like because like I don't think they learned the wrong lesson. It's like all it is on them for the way they handle the production of the game. But the reason I'm talking about it as in terms of a controversy and why it's relevant to this conversation is like people, the way that they fucking drag that game. And you know, when you hate something, you just kind of start nitpicking and like everything becomes a problem. They started like from top to bottom, just like, oh, well, you know, Sonic's quills are too long. Oh, fucking the story, like, why is the villain so edgy? Like, why is all this? Like, why is there such a focus on Sonic and his friends? They need to dumb this down because it's a game for kids. It's Sonic. And Sega like took that to heart. And then because of that controversy, they for a whole decade in the 2010s, they had this like very meta, very terrible fucking like decade of games where they put in the bare minimum effort, didn't focus at all on narrative anymore, put writing bans on like writing characters a specific way, like Shadow the Hedgehog. completely fucked over. Like, you can't write him in any way now other than like just straight up a mean like asshole to Sonic who like will literally like kick a baby if he was able to, instead of like, you know, like a friend or like a sacrificial character. Basically what I'm trying to say is that controversy like made Sonic games even worse for 10 years after, and only right now are we seeing like a renaissance and an improvement of that, because people like me, like our age, who grew up playing the games that adults at the time thought were terrible, really liked those games, and now Sega's like listening a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like for what was the 3D one that just came out? Or not just came out. They came out like last year.
Frontiers,
the open world one.
Frontiers,
was it
yeah.
Frontiers? I feel like after Frontiers, it seems like, let's see, at least from an outsider looking in, obviously I'm not in the Sonic fandom, it seems like they sort of getting their shit together, especially with Frontiers, the animated series, and now with the new 2D or 2D-esque platformer that's coming out.
And the movies too.
And the movies. It seems like they're getting their shit together with that character.
Finally, man. Yeah, it's a renaissance. I'm happy. Thanks for letting me like talk about that one.
No, yeah,
but
man. Yeah. Next one, it might be just for me, that makes me mad. I don't know if it's very much of a controversy, but it makes me mad. Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness. And, you know, anytime you see the movie come up, it's always like, oh man, smartest man in the world, and look what he
God,
did.
No.
Shut
I hate
the
that.
fuck up. Oh my God. Everything about that made sense to me. Everything about it. 838 Wanda is, to them, is just essentially our version of Civil War Wanda at that point in time, who is powerful, but she's nowhere near the level of being, Scarlet Witch. She has telekinesis. She has, little stuff, little like levitation powers or whatever the fuck. But like, she's not a huge threat, especially to the Illuminati that they have established. And so you have our version of Wanda coming through. To them, the Illuminati have wiped out Thanos on Titan. They have
the Illuminati.
Jesus. they have decimated threats with basically with ease. With Doctor Strange with the Darkhold, they got rid of, and so it's like 838 Wanda comes in. They don't expect much. They don't realize the power, and like Doctor Strange tries to tell them, it's like, you don't understand with the Darkhold. It's like, okay, well, we've dealt with the Darkhold before with Doctor Strange. Our Wanda isn't that crazy. So even if Wanda, again, to them, got the Darkhold, yeah, we could take care of her. They are coming from a place of ignorance and arrogance, and they got wiped out for it. And the people talk about, it's like, well, Mr. Fantastic was like, oh dude, he told them about Black Bolt's like secret weapon or whatever, and it's like, it's a negotiation tactic. They don't understand her motivations. Not really. It was
de-escalation. It was a show of force versus
that is normal stuff for like hostage situations and stuff like that. It's like, hey, look at if we need to, we don't want to, but if we need to, we can take you out. Obviously, again, they don't know what they're up against. That's completely normal.
It's also completely in character for someone like Reed, who, if you are that anal about his character and are that much of a stickler about smartest guy in the universe, in the comics, his fatal flaw is his fucking arrogance and his hubris and his narcissism. That's his number one. And not that it was necessarily on full display here, but him in like you said, Peyton, with everyone in the Illuminati, it was just collective hubris and arrogance. Because they think that they're top big shit. Because as far as they're concerned, they've dealt with everything. So,
yeah, they got mutants and shit. What's Wanda gonna do? That version of Wanda, at least. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It doesn't the fact that people clown on that. I don't know. Is it did they just not make it clear enough? Did they go over their head? I don't know.
I mean, dude, we're talking about the MC fandom. They have little to no media literacy.
No media literacy, dude. It's so funny.
Like, it's like absolutely like insane.
PowerPoint ass transitions.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I still remember the time where like this like big account, whatever. Yeah, the big account was like, oh yeah, this is like Marvel transit, like this like you know like this like Looney Tune ass transition, whatever.
Best part of the movie for me. By the way.
And then I said POV TikTok user learns of Sam Raimi, and you got a shit ton of like likes.
Ratio. I'm just kidding. You should have ratioed him though.
I wish. Fucking that shit had like, you know, goes into what I said earlier. Like it should have like what like 200K likes, and you know, so, you know, just talking shit about Marvel. So
Yeah, it's an easy way to farm.
Especially when like that was like a big account. Then the account had like 1 million followers or whatever. I don't remember which account it was, but yeah, I was like, yeah, like bro, like it's like you do not know Sam Raimi, you don't know like how his style is.
It's funny.
We've talked about how like people don't like Sam Raimi's style, which is like fine, but you know, people just they don't understand. They don't have media literacy.
It's funny. I mean, I made my opinion on Multiverse of Madness known, but like for anything that I'm going to criticize the movie for, it's not the presentation, and it's not going to be about like. I think that's one of the best parts of it. I love literally my favorite thing about that movie is that you have scenes where like Wanda is literally like eviscerating, like brutally murdering people, and then the next scene she's like chasing Doctor Strange down a hallway when Doctor Strange could literally like teleport and levitate or whatever, but he's not, and they're doing the Scooby-Doo ass chase. That's good. That's like fire to me. Like unironically, that's what I'm here for. So you know, it's just like, oh god, I don't know. People are so with their arguments, they can be so stupid.
Sometimes it's fine to just have fun.
Sometimes it's fine to be to get naked in front of me.
Oh,
that's crazy. You know, I have a controversy.
All right.
So basically what Will just said, people don't know how to have fun, especially with Marvel movies now. And now I heard something the other day where, you know, this is like about the Marvels, you know, how the Marvels is, you know, not doing too well, unfortunately. You know, people are like, yeah, you know, like this is like, like Marvel cannot afford to just make mediocre stuff anymore, and whether or not you want to have fun with the movie or whatever, like the movie has to be good. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean that's fine, I guess, but like I feel like it's kind of like just, I don't know, the way he worded it was kind of weird. I feel like a lot of people feel like that, you know, like movies have to be like this way for you to like enjoy them, and you know, whether or not you enjoy them or not or whatever, people still always have, you know, their things to say. I'm trying to figure out like the best way to like explain what I'm trying to say. And I know some people have all gotten like shit for saying this, like, you know how like movies shouldn't have to be like these 3-hour detective like suspense thrillers or whatever. Like, you know, it's fine to like superhero movies or whatever, but you know, there is a whole thing of like half, you know, like the cinema and like, you know, the superhero movies type of thing. And so like whenever you watch a movie and people are hating on it or whatever, and people are like, oh, you know, like it's fine, just have fun with it, they take it like a certain way to where like, oh, well, like, you know, the movie would be a lot more fun if it was good.
And then, which is weird because and people are always going to be hypocrites about anything, because they'll say that about like the Marvels. It's like, oh, well, if it's good, then maybe I'll have fun with it. But then they go, I imagine those same people are like, oh, Venom was sick. Venom was fun, bro.
Yeah, like, and it's like, yeah, you know, you have like, and like I kind of understand like from what that person was saying is that like I mean, to me, like there's mediocre Marvel movies, like, you know, like there's some that, I mean, there are some mediocre Marvel movies that were released before Phase 4, but yeah, you know, the people are like saying like, yeah, you know, like Marvel just cannot afford to do this anymore. You know, the recent projects are like flopping, and I'm like, I mean, some of them are still doing pretty solid. Like, for example, like Loki's doing pretty well. Some
Guardians made 800 million.
Guardians made fucking great. You know, like
made a lot of money, and it was critically like very successful. And nobody likes fucking mentioning the Guardians when they talk about this. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, because they know it fucks with their argument.
Yeah, it does. Seriously, it's like the art, like Guardians of the Galaxy is often just completely left out of the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like Torrin was saying, it's because it's like, oh, Phase 4 is trash. Meanwhile, they'll list a bunch of movies or shows and they don't acknowledge the ones that are actually good and the ones they actually enjoy, because it's just selective.
It's exactly what like all this is like, and we've talked about it before, and I literally just thought about it like literally like yesterday, where people like pick and choose of like, you know, properties. Like, you know, for example, like people always say Disney ruined Marvel and Disney ruined Star Wars, but they ain't saying shit about fucking Mandalorian. They ain't saying shit about Andor. They ain't saying shit about Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. They ain't saying shit about all that. But it's like they want to just be super, super selective. And then it's like people want to treat, you know, these movies like, you know, like past projects as if like they're holy grails, when like they're fucking giving them shit. If Iron Man 2 came out today, people will fucking hate it. I promise you. If Guardians came out today with that whole dancing shit, they would fucking hate it.
Well, yeah, and I said
the first one, yes, the first one that came out, people would despise it.
I said it.
They fucking would hate it.
I said it in our review for the Marvels. If the Marvels came out in sort of like that Phase 1 era, people would love it. Because it's like, holy shit, sure. The stuff that, like, I can't believe we're getting something like this, but it's coming out now. So, like, people are like, oh, what is this?
If fucking, like, if, you know, like, example, like, like the fucking prequels and shit like that, too. Like, if the fucking prequels came out today, that shit would be fucking bomb. That shit would never have a fucking, like, another set of movies and shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, back when it came out back then, like, people hated it.
Exactly. So then it's like, like, why are you being so fucking selective about this shit?
And it's like people need to just understand their own personal biases and not be scared to say that they're biased. It's literally so easy and normal, considering it's movies, it's art. Like, everyone's gonna have a different take. There's no way to like objectively measure, you know, whether one thing is better than the other. You can argue whether or not a story is successful in what it sets out to do, but that doesn't necessarily, like, there's no quantitative measure, or, you know what I mean, to assess that.
Yeah, and I get to an extent what that person is saying, because they're saying, like, if Marvel needs to start making more quality stuff if they want to survive, and to that I do agree, especially in sort of the climate that the MCU is in right now, that it's not necessarily the most popular thing in the world to love it. But it's like, okay, well, Marvel needs to start making more quality things. Okay, again, we got Guardians, we just got Loki season 2, presumably, hopefully, you know, we'll see, but Echo looks really good. Like, I think it's I think we're fine. I think we're fine. But also, like, sure, okay, Guardians 3 is like, obviously it's Guardians, so it's funny still, but it's also really depressing and sad. Loki season 2 is it has its moments, but it's generally a drama, stuff like that. Like, stuff like the Marvels, it deserves to be made. It deserves to be seen, because, like, those movies should still have their place within this genre. Like you said, not everything has to be doom and gloom and sad and serious. And it's like,
exactly. And then it's like, also, like, going back to that, like, you know, how, you know, now, like, how the MCU is, given the current climate, people are like, oh, I'm so glad to, like, that we're getting, like, better DC content. I'm like, you have to wait 2 more years, you fucking idiot. Like, calm down. And even then, DC's fucking not doing well right now either. So it's like,
I don't know. I am personally very excited
live action speaking, DC is not doing well. So calm down. And then it's like, yeah, like, Yeah, for
now. I think when Gunn I think Superman Legacy will literally.
Oh yeah, of course. Superman Legacy is gonna fucking eat, but like you know, for right now, it's like people are like, I'm so glad to be switching over to DC, and I'm like, bro, like shit hasn't even came out yet. Like, calm down. Like what are you talking about?
We got Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was fine. Aquaman 2 is gonna be trashed.
Yeah, no, and it shouldn't be. I don't think the conversation should necessarily be like one needs to like DC needs to be here because I'm so glad I'm making the switch. It should be more like if DC is good and then let's say sure. Generally, people like it more than Marvel. It shouldn't be one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, like I'm done with Marvel. It should be something where it's like, oh no, that's good. It'll like push, like it'll be good for both Marvel and DC fans because all of the movies will hopefully be better. Like generally,
yeah, it's almost like competition is a good thing.
Yeah. Also, I should specify whenever I meant live action content, I meant like their movies.
Yeah,
like, you still have great live action DC shows like Doom Patrol and Superman and Lois. God, that show is amazing.
Yeah,
but like I said, people are stupid. MCU fandoms, bunch of babies.
Also, My Adventures with Superman is really good.
Oh, it's so good.
Superman, it is really good. It's so comforting. It's
so nice.
Good. Wholesome show. Lois is so fucking hot. I literally I want to take her from Superman. I want her to have my children. Don't cut that out.
I really thought we'd go this entire episode without anything getting bleeps.
I know. Like,
we're so close.
I'm so good at that. I came out. Y'all thought, because he was gone for a month, maybe he's changed. Not at all. I'll never change. Our loyal audience can always count on the same will.
I don't know how Payne's gonna edit this, but you usually hear like a long beep.
Just beep, and then oh my god, beep.
That's awesome.
Himbo Superman.
Dude.
I love Superman media when where it's just a lot of Clark Kent. I just love it when Clark's being Clark.
I like it when Lois is like oiled up.
Stop.
I like when Jimmy Olsen's oiled up.
Black Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah,
bro, I can't believe they whitewashed him in Superman Legacy.
Dude, I can't believe it. Dude, you know what? I will say straight up, it is a very white cast.
It is pretty white.
It is like extremely white.
I mean, we got Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty valid of people to kind of look at that and comment on it like that, but we'll see. Hopefully. Oh my god. Oh no, never mind.
Anyone watch anything this week?
Doc can go first.
Oh yeah, because Torn went on a fucking tear.
Wait,
I'm not done yet. I'm not done.
About what?
What we watched this week?
Yeah, y'all can go first.
I watched.
Okay.
I finished actually because I talked about it. I think it was last week. I finished Lovecraft Country.
It's so good.
HBO. Holy shit! Like the first half of it, which I talked about last week. I think I was like, this is pretty good, pretty solid stuff. A lot of cool things. The last like 3 episodes, good lord. I'm not going to spoil it because Torn, I think you should watch it. But the second to last episode specifically, because it takes place in like the 50s, it takes place in the 50s, but they do some interesting stuff that ties certain elements of the show to real historical events. And the second to last episode specifically was, if you know the history, it's a real tough watch. It was rough. Again, I won't spoil what it is, but it was really tragic. And the episode before that was like, again, if you know the history, a huge thing, but it was also a huge twist because I didn't see that shit coming. But overall, it was a really, really great show. My only real complaint was that I thought the antagonist motivations were a little bit weak, but it was still a really, really incredible show. Unfortunately, not getting a season 2, but also I think where it ended made a lot of sense.
I like it because it was Lovecraftian, and I'm here for good Lovecraftian shit.
Yeah,
straight up.
Oh,
my favorite kind of horror.
And Torrin, obviously, you hate squids, and Lovecraft is known for his squids.
God,
there's like Cthulhu shows up in like episode like the beginning of episode 1, and then
I'm not like. What's funny is that I'm not like Cthulhu doesn't bother me.
Well, it's not actually Cthulhu, but it is like reminiscent of that.
But like after that, there's like no squid like anything after that.
But it's funny. It is the rest of like Lovecraft's stuff, you know. But
that's his most famous stuff generally. So there was a part in the third to last episode that like, because obviously everything's Lovecraftian horror and stuff like that, but generally Lovecraftian horror isn't really scary to me. It's more like interesting concepts and designs and stuff like that more than anything.
It's more eerie than anything.
Sure.
Not really scary.
To me, it's like the existential horror.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily the designs. It's more like, oh my God, I'm cosmically alone and the universe is indifferent to me. And
yeah, but more like that Eldritch like horror type of stuff.
Eldritch, Eldritch horror.
But there's a sequence, or really it's the entire episode of the third to last episode that was just genuinely and generally really creepy, and really it was the only part where I was like I was actually like, oh, this is pretty scary, because it was just the stuff that they did was fucking creepy as fuck. I hated it. In the best way. But yeah, Lovecraft Country was really great. So, but that's pretty much all I watched this week.
I started getting into Gundam. I watched
Gangnam Style.
No. Hey, everybody, cancel him. Let's all cancel Peyton.
So that's what you said, though.
Anyways, Gundam. I watched The Witch from Mercury. Literally 9.5 out of 10. Only problem I had with it was even though like none of the arcs or story threads or anything felt half baked or undercooked, I do feel like it would have benefited from like actual filler. Like there was no filler. Once it started, it kept going and going, and it's not necessarily a negative, but there are parts where so much information is like being relayed to you, and it's kind of hard to process all of it, but it's very satisfying, very emotional, very political, and also it's not even queer baity, straight up gay, straight up lesbian show. So like unapologetically, not fucking like queer bait in a way that a lot of anime do it. Animation's great, very dark. It gets very fucking dark actually. Completely takes a 180 after season 1, where one of the characters does something like really unthinkable, and it's just so fucking good. So good I watched it twice, and I never rewatch shows. And then other than that, just been watching Hassan Piker, and that's it.
Torn. It's your time.
Oh yeah, it's my time. So I'm not done with this yet.
I know you're not.
What is it?
I got a lot more stuff to watch, but I'm gonna go really fast. So I watched okay. So when did I start off last? Then was it
you said you finally watched Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern.
I think you stopped off
I watched off,
right?
Yeah, okay. Okay, so
Titan.
after Titan, it was Censor. Censor is it's a pretty solid watch. It's kind of like takes place in Britain in like the 70s, 80s, where when you're censor, you have to censor out all the bloody stuff to make sure that the film passes. And basically, this woman has a traumatic experience by her sister, and she's trying to find her, whatever, blah blah blah. Then I watched She Dies Tomorrow. very like atmospheric, nihilistic viewpoint on like life and how people operate and stuff like that. It's pretty solid. Possessor, pretty good. It's like this thriller sci-fi type of thing where this woman who's like a hitman like possess people's bodies in some sort of way. Pretty cool.
Hit woman, buddy. You hate
Hit
women.
woman.
Just say
Bro.
it. I'm just kidding.
I watched Infinity Pool. Really.
Oh, how was that? I wanted to see that so bad.
It's an interesting concept that I wish they stuck with. But Mia Goth is great. Mia Goth is great. So is Alexander Skarsgård. Then
She's
I watched,
wifey material, man.
She is. I watched House of Darkness, which is kind of like a reimagining of Dracula. I loved it. It's pretty slow. If you like, it's more dialogue based, which I know Payne likes. It's more dialogue based, but it also has Justin Long. I love Justin Long. He's great. And then I watched all the Mission Impossible movies.
Let's go.
Finally, dude. Not as good as James Bond, but
I agree.
That's the next franchise I'm gonna watch. That's the next franchise.
Although Torrin plans on watching like all of them. I thought he was just going to do the Daniel Craig ones.
No, Torrin, listen to me. The Daniel Craig ones,
They're the only ones worth watching.
Spectre's the worst, but because it basically undoes all of the stuff that they were trying to do and like deconstructing the masculine like tropes like and stoicism and stuff. Yeah. And making Bond more like vulnerable. Spectre is just straight up like, nah, like forget all that stuff. But you should still watch it because you need to finish all of it. But like Quantum of Solace is way better than other people say. Just think of it as DLC to Casino Royale when you watch it.
DLC.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind that Quantum of Solace is it was during the writer strike 2007, so they're kind of it went for all of the shit that came out during the writer strike. It's kind of wild how good it turned out. But yeah, keep that in mind. Like Daniel Craig was, and they were all just kind of making it up as they went along. Daniel Craig wrote quite a bit of it, I think, as they went along. So it's pretty impressive. But just keep that in mind.
Sorry, Torrin. I'm just autistic for James Bond.
So yeah, I watched all the Mission Impossible movies. One's a classic. 2 is painfully funny yet bad. 3 is it's okay. 4 is like really, really good. I think like that has like my favorite team.
Yep.
So far. Rogue Nation, it's solid as well. Fallout is like one of the best, and Dead Reckoning is pretty up there as well. Then I watched Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is better than the first.
As fuck.
Better than the first Top Gun. I liked it a lot more. It captures like a nostalgic feel.
It's the same movie.
It's the same movie. I don't know. I didn't get that.
I just don't like Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick is just so boring to me.
There's no enemy. They're faceless. It's just.
They make it into like an enemy. They make more like an antagonist. Like
I guess the only thing that movie has going for it is that it's super gay.
It is very gay. What I don't like about it is like it's so funny. It literally just feels like one of those like movies like oh god, that movie about like the Blind Side or like a movie like Rudy Rudiger's like the quarterback
sports movie.
Basically it feels like a really like feel good. It's like, look son, we gotta get off our ass and just go get her, like one of those movies. And it was just so like milquetoast. The only thing that made it cool was like the real flight, like the way that they shot it, very sick. But like I don't know, the story was just whatever.
I liked it a lot better than the original. Then I watched, of course, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1.
Thanksgiving
movie, the worst movie of all time, for the worst holiday of all time. I'm just kidding. I love Thanksgiving and I love Spider-Man 1. Sorry.
It's a lot. I noticed a lot more lines of dialogue that are just like, wow, that is bad. But it's funny.
Yeah.
And then
it's you who's out, Gabi. Out of your mind.
That's funny.
No, dude, that's hard as fuck. Shut up. That's badass.
And then yeah, you have that scene. Yeah. Fucking.
Woof, woof, woof.
fucking pit
The
bulls.
sexual assault scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had word like, yeah.
No, I was
Sleep.
joking. I literally just said sexual assault scene like as a joke.
I mean, it kind of is.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
harassment, right?
Yeah, she's like, I mean, she's about to get assaulted, and then like she has like hella rescuer syndrome with 2 great points.
Oh. I was like, what?
Wait, what? Wait, did you see Spider-Man's boner?
No, dude, fucking
Her nips.
Kirsten Dunst's fucking.
Oh yes, her like her rainy nips. I remember.
Yeah,
that was a part of my sexual awakening as a kid. Straight up.
Yeah, and then freaking you have Spider, and then she's kicking Spider-Man upside down while the water is going to his nose.
He's straight up
bro.
getting water.
Yeah, he's getting pneumonia.
You
You know what's crazy? You know what's
I love that
crazy
movie.
is
It's so good.
I was thinking about, I don't know if y'all seen the director's commentary for the Incredible Hulk, but there's that scene where Betty is making out with Bruce in the rain. Apparently, like Liv wait, what's her name?
Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler got pneumonia filming that.
That's crazy.
Because of the rain, like she got, and the way they talk about it, like, oh bless her heart, she got pneumonia, and then they just went on like talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
pneumonia
then
sucks. Never get it.
it does suck. But yeah, Spider-Man 1, it's a classic. It's really good. And then I watched Edge of Tomorrow, another Tom Cruise movie. Courtesy of Peyton for recommending me another Tom Cruise movie. I thought I was done, but I wasn't. It's actually really good.
It's fucking
really,
great.
Really good. It's like Groundhog Day mixed with Starship Troopers.
I love time loops, so
Yeah, it's really solid, and it actually makes it like cohesive.
They have exosuits on, and it came out the same year as Advanced Warfare. Coincidence? Probably.
I think not.
Like that?
No.
Well,
So yeah, I like the design of the aliens in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. The sound in that movie is fucking incredible.
The sound is crazy. But
every time
yeah.
you'll say Edge of Tomorrow, I think you're talking about Edge of Time and the Spider-Man game.
No, we're talking about Live, Die, Repeat.
Spider-Man 2099, which is better.
No, bro, the Edge of Time is fucking horrible, dude. That's one of the worst
fuck
Spider-Man.
you! What the fuck?
Shattered Dimension
That's
is horrible.
crazy. That's crazy. Y'all are dumb.
I mean,
Shattered Dimension is better.
I mean, they're
Realm of
not
better.
great games, but at least they're not as bad as Spider-Man 2018.
Look, Spider-Man 2018 is the worst game I've ever played.
It's horrible.
Friend or Foe is better. Than
Friend or Foe on the DS.
I think that's where I played it.
Actually, though, Web of Shadows is like, it's so funny. People are like, this is the best Spider-Man game ever, and like, while the combat and web swinging is good, it really doesn't hold up. I play it every year. Like, it does not hold up at all.
Yeah.
Every year you're like, why do I play this?
Because it's fun. It just doesn't hold up to the way that everyone says it does.
I feel you.
Tor, are you really gonna watch every Bond movie?
Please don't, dude. They're all bad except for the Daniel Craig ones.
Just
Like,
watch the Daniel Craig ones, please.
We'll see.
Watch those first, please.
Just watch the Daniel Craig one, because you're gonna burn out because there's so many.
Yeah, watch the Daniel Craig ones first.
We'll see.
Because dude,
I have a lot more movies on my watch list. I'm gonna watch 28 Days Later.
Oh, that movie!
Okay.
I saw it for the first time like 3 weeks ago. It's amazing.
Dude. So here's the thing. So like I like forgot there was like a sequel to that movie. So I'm on Hulu, and I started watching 28 Weeks Later, and I was like, okay.
Oh god.
And then I was like, okay, this is cool. When does Cillian Murphy show up? And I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. I'll look up the casting, and he's not on there, and I'm like, wait, where is he at? I look up his filmography. He's 28 Days Later. And I was like, oh shit. And I clicked off of it immediately.
And they're doing 28 Years Later as well, and Cillian Murphy's like helping. But also, dude, the way you're watching the right movie is if you see a chimpanzee attack, and if you see Cillian Murphy's penis just like in the camera, straight up, you see his like full frontal, like his whole dick is out.
I can't find it on streaming, but I found it on YouTube.
I watched it illegally, like full stop. I pirated
You
the
have to
film.
bleep that out, Peyton.
What? Why?
We don't want you getting in trouble.
Dude, no one cares. No one enforces that. It's not like I'm running a website. Okay.
But yeah.
I endorse that. We don't endorse it as a podcast, but I endorse it. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've watched. And I'm gonna continue watching more.
Just watch the Daniel Craig Bond movies, and if you feel like watching the other ones after that, then go ahead.
You know what's funny is like I started watching those for the first time like 2 years ago, and like I was so hooked. Skyfall is in my top 10 movies of all time.
Indeed it's even though Casino Royale is better.
I like them both for different reasons. I think I like what Skyfall does. Like,
but what the fuck?
In terms of where Bond is and like his fucking journey.
Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck all that, dude. I'm watching Daniel Craig ones, dude. What the fuck? How many shits
there's so many.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's so many.
There's like too many, dude.
Oh hell
You're so funny,
and
dude.
also
funny.
some of them are just straight garbage. And people put the Sean Connery ones up on a pedestal. They're not that good.
No, dude. I like the Timothy Dalton ones though. Even though he only had like 2. I actually think they're fine.
Yeah,
they're very like but they're.
I know GoldenEye is obviously a classic.
Octopussy, dude.
Yeah, everyone loves Octopussy. Die Another Day is obviously great.
Okay, you know what? Probably what I would, if I were to like watch any more, I would just watch the Pierce Brosnan ones.
Yeah,
that's fine. Pierce Brosnan I think he's the best one outside of Craig. No, Timothy Dalton, I like him, even though he's like everyone's least favorite.
No, I think Pierce Brosnan is probably the best one outside of Craig.
Oh yeah, no, he is.
Timothy
Sean
Dalton is
Connery,
underrated though.
But the thing is I think that you can't take Sean Connery seriously. That's just me. I love him in Indiana Jones.
It's probably because he's parodied so much.
It's because of his voice. Yeah.
He's great in Indiana Jones, isn't he?
He's phenomenal, dude. I love Indiana Jones. I was rewatching Last Crusade. Fucking so goated. I still haven't seen the new one though.
You still haven't seen the new one? I mean, I really liked it. I don't know. It was one of those. It's not on the same level, but it was sort of like The Last Jedi for me, where I came out, I was like, man, I really loved that. That was great. And then everyone's like, this sucks. It's the worst one. And I'm like, oh man.
Oh, mijito. I'm sorry, mijito.
I thought it was great though. Anyway, is that the show?
That is a show.
All right,
no. We're gonna be here for 3 more hours, Torin. Buckle.
No. Torin has James Bond to watch.
Torin's gonna have an aneurysm if he's here another minute.
Thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow any of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach y'all?
You'll see me in hell.
Oh God. At Torin Guy on Instagram.
Is it true that they'll see you in hell? That's crazy.
I will literally be holding the door open for you.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Being the doorman to hell.
The doorman to hell.
Yeah. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
And check out our OnlyFans. Bye.
Yeah.
Dude.
Tony, you gonna say bye?
Bye.
Damn.
Oh, he's biphobic.
What? That's crazy.